So my 2026 plan to max out my stocks and shares ISA using Trading 212 may have fallen flat on its face because, as you can see, over the past week, my Trading 212 Invest account is down by over £518. Over the past month, down by £400. And right now in the stock market, most of your portfolios would be down. So in this video, I want to discuss what's been happening with the stock market recently and even how some of the best of plans still require a lot of luck in order to fulfill successfully. So if you've watched one of my previous videos before, I have around £20,000 in my Trading 212 Invest account, and over the year I build this up. I get some capital gains, as you can see, over the past year. So not including this recent dip, I've actually realized more than £3,000. Now the reason why I won't pay capital gains on that is because I have capital losses in my other accounts, and I'm going to make sure that I fall below the £3,000 capital gains tax allowance, so I don't have to pay any tax. Using this method, it makes it a lot easier for me to try and max out my stocks and shares ISA, because really I don't need £20,000. If I can get £3,000 in capital gains, that's around £17,000 in my own deposits, making it easier to max out my stocks and shares ISA. As you can see, I have only one holding in my Trading 212 Invest account, and this is in the Invesco NASDAQ 100. So I've actually wanted to sell out of this fund, and I wish I had. This is because, I don't agree with a lot of companies that this fund invests into. Recently, over, the end of 2025, I've really thought hard and long about what companies I want to be invested into, and the NASDAQ 100 just has too many that I don't want to be invested into. The reason why I haven't sold out is because, of course, I'm down by over £800 in this fund, and I don't really want to take an £800 loss. As soon as I break even, as you can see here, this is just over break even. As you can see, my average price is 47,153 pence. At 47,160, I've set up a sell limit order, and hopefully, I will make the tiniest profit, although, I don't really care about the profit here. I don't want to profit off of these companies. I just want to sell out of this holding. Anyway, the big threat here is that, the NASDAQ 100, the S&P 500, they're going to keep going down because of what we have right now. This is the geopolitical tension between America, basically, and the rest of the world. Anyway, if you would like to sign up to Trading 212 and receive a free fractional share worth up to £100, all you have to do is to follow the link in the description box down below. Alternatively, if you've already signed up to Trading 212 over the past 10 days and haven't received your free fractional share, then all you have to do is to press the 3 horizontal line menu over here. Scroll all the way down until you see the section Use Promo Code. And in this section, just enter my code JUBAIR and you should receive a free fractional share. So this is my Trading 212 stocks and shares ISA, and as you can see, over the past day, past week, it hasn't really been affected much. And this is mostly because I'm sitting on a ton of cash. As you can see, £119,130. Now, obviously, sitting on cash for any long periods of time is not a smart idea because you're going to be losing to inflation. And if you had invested that money instead of just leaving it as cash, chances are over the long term, you'd be making a whole lot more with your investments. That being said, I do have a tiny amount of investments. I do have still the £10 a day in the S&P 500 pie. That's only because I'm doing an experiment, and any profits made from this will be given to charity anyway. And then I do have 2 other funds here, the ISUS and the HIJS. These are more aligned ethically to what I want to be investing into. And I do realize that, if you want to invest ethically, you're going to get a whole lot less of return compared to just investing into the S&P 500. And I'm completely okay with that. I will take 4% a year over 30% a year if the 30% a year invested into unethical companies. At the end of the day, the more my portfolio grows, the more I realize the value of money and that, getting closer to my goals, money really isn't everything. Anyway, that's a discussion for another type of channel. Let's just focus on the S&P 500 for now. And the big problem is the massive loss in the value of the S&P 500 over the past week. You can see now over the past month, the Vanguard S&P 500, for example, is down by nearly 1%. This is the S&P 500 index. And as I'm filming, as you can see on the previous day, it is down by over 2%. Now, the main news story as to why the S&P 500 is down is because it's all because of the United States of America. The president of the United States of America seems to have become, somewhat unhinged. This year started out with the invasion of Venezuela, where they kidnapped the president. That's against international law. And of course, the US thinks it's above international law. Again, this channel is not about politics, but in finance, you have to know what's been happening around the world in order to understand the movements of the market. Anyway, currently the United States of America wants to take ownership of Greenland, which is absolutely ridiculous because there's a lot of people that live in Greenland, and apparently Greenland is owned by Denmark. Again, the legitimacy of, Greenland being owned by the Danish, my opinions don't matter anyway. But geopolitically speaking, that is a NATO territory, which means that Europe gets involved. And essentially America is saying to Europe, if you don't hand me over Greenland, essentially, I'm going to be imposing tariffs starting from 10%, and then it will go up to 25%. And of course, it could go up more. Remember, we saw last year that at some point it was 145% for China, I believe, or proposed anyway, which is, tariffs can just keep going up. 10% tariffs is ridiculous on its own, but once you keep increasing that, honestly, the country where the tariffs were imposed to, they really can't thrive economically speaking. Anyway, you can go on BBC News and find out for yourself. You can use multiple different news sources. I don't ever recommend just looking at one source of news because, of course, some news sources are biased. But as it stands, the way I understand it is that at first Europe was like, oh, you can't take Greenland, we won't want that. And then the US goes back and says, we're going to take Greenland, absolutely, we have to. And now Europe is firming up further. It's obviously a very scary time because the US is a very, very powerful military. On paper anyway, the US, if something were to happen, could really stand on its own against, NATO, which is very, very scary. But that being said, I don't think any single country could, take over the world. But that's exactly where the scary part is. When certain countries feel like they are too powerful, that's when they make a lot of mistakes. And of course, a lot of people are hurt both financially and in other ways. This is the hedged version of the S&P 500, which I have shown many times before. You can see over the past month, it is down by 0.57%. Right now, I think the stock market is in a very fickle environment. Specifically speaking, the S&P 500 has lost a lot of value, and analysts have calculated the amount of value it has lost is equal to the value of Greenland. A lot of people are hoping that the S&P 500 makes a recovery, and of course in the long term I do think it is more than possible that it will. And given the fact that this whole tariff debacle happened last year and there was a quick recovery, I think people are going to be more wary about when they sell because they don't want to go through what we went last year. And in case you don't remember, last year, around this time, or February speaking, so about 1 month difference, there was a 20% dip in the stock market and a very, very quick recovery. And then after the recovery, there was like a doubling of the value of the S&P 500. A lot of people lost a lot of money by selling out and waiting, thinking it will go down more. So mistakes don't want to be repeated, especially when they're fresh in our memories. And all we could really say is that, if you're in it for the long term, that's probably the best place to be right now, because the short-term game is extremely dangerous. You never know when you should sell and when to buy back. And if you're doing that, you could be throwing away a lot of potential gain, in the bin or the garbage. In either case, let's hope these issues are resolved and America kind of backs down, because I don't think it's going to be good for anyone in the entire world, including America. But like I said, my opinions don't matter. It's more about the finance on this channel. And I think right now the S&P 500 is going to go through a lot of volatility. Personally, I don't think we've seen any sort of big correction happen to the stock market as a result of these tensions. But I'm sure if Greenland were to be, attacked by the United States of America, the S&P 500 would probably be affected in some measurable way. So make sure to check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you in the next video.